J-Drone here. This is the Tarantula 1505. I got a great flight time. My first time with it is probably around 6 to 8 minutes, and I wanted to push the envelope on that. It came with the 3.7 with like a 2 to 300 mAh battery, very small battery in a tiny battery compartment. This is a 500 mAh. It won't fit in the battery compartment, so I have it taped around the body, and I also have the landing gear off. Not really for weight reduction because it's super light. It weighs like 1/10 of a pound, but just so I could fit this battery on and put packaging tape on it. It does have a toggle switch to turn it on and off. I'm trying to get it as flat as possible because this needs to calibrate, that way it's not drifting to the left, right, forward, or backwards. And this is basically a time trial here. Not an extended time trial, as I'm not just going to hover around with it. I'm going to take off with this. This thing is very impressive. It's very fast, extremely fast. I think this is the fastest quadcopter I've reviewed, and it's the second smallest quadcopter that I've reviewed. This thing goes up. You can see how high it is, no problem. Range on this is awesome. I think it's pushing 100 meters, maybe even 150 meters. I'm working it. The weather is getting warm. It is going to dip back down, but as it keeps getting warm, I'm actually going to set something up where I could judge exact distance of these things. This thing just goes. If you didn't see the last review I did on this, which was my first review, not the tornado spins, this does have a crazy yaw where it spins. I actually lost this for about an hour because I did that crazy yaw and it flew over my trees and I had to search it down for about an hour. But if you didn't see the first review I did on this, very impressive all around. I was out in fairly windy condition and I couldn't fly it in one. It flew okay in 2, but I put it in the 3rd speed, and generally I don't like flying in the 3rd speed because things just don't act the way they should and too fast and whatnot. But this is pretty neat. 3rd speed, you're up and you put that nose down. That nose is going down, completely down, where it's actually going to start to descend. When you bring the throttle down, it comes down. Like, that 3rd speed on this is very impressive. There's that yaw rate. It's just like a freaking merry-go-round. And you can see me doing little mini funnels. What I mean by mini funnels is when I'm yawing, spinning it like a merry-go-round, I'm also directing it, so it's no longer just doing a merry-go-round spin. It's actually trying to direct in a direction. It kind of does a little funnel, like an off-balance merry-go-round. This does have other features on it. I haven't played with them yet. I'm still just reviewing the general flight aspect, which is amazing. I mean, you can see this go. I'm out in the wide open, and this is doing extremely well, just like it did last time, but I'm taking it out further because I have more area. I'm not in my backyard here. Well, essentially I'm in my backyard. This isn't per se my backyard, but it's literally maybe 20 feet away from my house, and this is what I have to play in. So it's kind of my backyard. I don't pay taxes on it though, which is a plus because it's a very large area, and I'm sure the taxes would be pretty high on such acreage. But I get to play in it, so it's a win-win for me. Flips very nice, barrel rolls very nice. Right now we're pushing 4 minutes. It doesn't have a camera on it. With how fast this is, I don't think I'm even going to try to incorporate a camera on it right away. I'm putting this like right around the category of an extreme sport flyer. Obviously, I don't have an FPV hook to it, which that is possible. You can order the cameras that are going to transmit Wi-Fi to a smart device, but right now, I'm really enjoying flying this as fast as it does. And there's no hesitation in that yaw, no hesitation taking off. it goes, it goes. There's no lag in this. It just zooms right past that and then back. We're pushing a 5-minute mark here. I'm actually gonna say we're probably more so around like 4.5 minutes, because I figure probably had about a minute for setup when I started recording. And it's down. I don't know if I dropped the throttle too quick or what happened. Maybe it hit one of these trees. Let's see. Bam, lift it right up. Yeah, ideally with it getting, I think it was like 6 to 7 minute flight with the normal battery, which is good. 6 to 7 minutes is good. I'd like to push like 10 minutes with this. Most drones aren't flying at the 10-minute mark. I don't think I've had one period flying at the 10-minute mark. I had the Striker indoors, and that got about maybe 8 minutes, I think. And that's no wind, really not thrusting around like this. But you can see I'm full throttle with this. I'm not babying around. It's going up, it's going left, right, and whatnot. Which is a draw on the battery. It's the same thing with that spin. To be able to spin like that continuously, that's a continuous draw on the battery. It's not. It is hovering, but it's not hovering just in one spot. It's like a merry-go-round. Or a tornado. So that's definite draw on the battery. I mean, look at this thing go. You see how high it is. Very easy to lose if you get disorientated. And we're gonna try to bring it back down here. There's really no wind. Got like 1-2 mile an hour wind here. It's about 56, 57 degrees. Today's February the 27th, 2016. And again, this is the Tarantula, the mini Tarantula. There's a much larger Tarantula than this. This is a smaller clone. The larger one's called the X6. This is called the 1505. They number them as the ranges go up. I think there's like 1 or 2 other clones of this. I'm not certain, but I'm very happy with this one. Look at that. That's amazing. This thing weighs 1/10 of a pound, right over 1/10 of a pound, like 0.110. Red lights are front, your green are back. The blades are all the same, so you really have to keep an eye on those lights underneath, but they are underneath, so it does make it a little bit easier flying up top. Range on this is excellent. If you're looking for an extremely fast quadcopter, one with good battery life and excellent range, I'd go with something like this. And if you want to increase your flight time, it's very simple. Most of the other quadcopters have a 3.7 500 mAh. Just take one of them. It's the same plug. Put it on the outside of this. Take a little packaging tape, wrap it around, plug it in. Because right now we're at 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Again, give or take about a minute for setup time. So we're probably about 8.5 minutes right now. Pushing 8 minutes and 40 seconds roughly. And as I did a couple passes, you could see the battery on the bottom and the wires sticking out. It doesn't affect the flight. Fly directly back and push forward, the back end goes up and takes off again. There is no lag in this. Very powerful quadcopter. Right now we're pushing 9.5 minutes. This is the longest I've flown any quadcopter. And again, I'm not sissy flying this. I'm not babying it. I'm not just hovering around the ground, seeing what the battery life is, just relaxing. No, I'm flying this. So cool. Bring it to you and then shoot right back out. Very responsive. We're over 10.5 minutes here. Over 10.5 minutes is amazing. If I could get 10 minutes out of every single one of my quadcopters, that'd be great. I really haven't tried extending time on most of my other quadcopters. I did it with the 007 because the power on that is ridiculous, so I did a flight reduction. There's your crazy spin, y'all. In this, I really didn't do a flight reduction. I took the legs off of it so I could fit the battery on it, not really for weight reduction, because again, this weighs next to nothing. This is great. That's nuts, man. We're at 11.5 minutes here. 11.5 minutes. Not babying it. That's full throttle. That's draining the battery. This is great. And again, all you have to do, take the stock battery out, take the legs off, take a 3.7 500 mAh, put it on the bottom, tape it with some packaging tape, and then plug it in. I'm J Drone, and I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is the Tarantula 1505.